All right, thanks, guys. Boston's at Cleveland, 8:30 tip-off in the East. The Cavs are the 6.5-point favorites with a total at 205 flat. Currently, Cleveland's laying $2.80 on the money line, and at the moment, 64% of the public bettors are backing the Celtics, so look for them to lose half a point or so by tip-off if that trend continues. And speaking of the trends, we're going to get into those in just a second, but first I'm going to go ahead and break down the early line movement in this one. It's going to tell us what the books are thinking, as well as what the betting public is thinking as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. And when the markets open this one up, they actually open it up with the Cavs minus 5.5, despite being down 2-0 in this very series. They also opened this one at a relatively low number on the total at 204.5. Pretty commensurate line with the way that this series games have been going, though. Very low scoring. But since the markets opened this one up, we are seeing a good amount of movement on both the number, line, and the sides. We're also seeing most shops shaded toward the Cavs and the over. Right now, the markets moved this one up to Cleveland minus 6.5, with the total also moving upward to 205 flat. Currently, the Cavs are the $2.80 favorites on the money line, a 15-cent shift upward in favor of the Cavaliers. But at the moment, we're actually seeing a little buyback on the handle here, as just 36% of the current tickets are leaning toward Cleveland. So look for them to shed half a point on the number by tip-off if that trend continues. So if you like Boston this one, I wouldn't wait too long, as we're probably looking at your most advantageous number in price, catching 6.5. And if you're liking the Cavs to get the job done, you might as well sit tight, as your equity should improve by game time. And speaking of game time, a couple of trends in this one that you may want to pay attention to. First, the Celtics have been victorious in 7 of their last 8 straight up. Boston's also been a phenomenal 9-2 ATS in their last 11 playoff games. Meanwhile, on the other side, Cleveland's done pretty well themselves, going 7-3 straight up in their last 10 playoff games on their side of things. Now, total-wise, this one once again opened up at 204.5 and has since moved upward to 205 flat. But contradictory to the line move, the trends say both squads' games have gone 3-1 to the under in their last 4 contests. So with those conflicting variables in mind, personally, I'm going to take a free pass on the total in this one. And actually, when it comes to the sides, it's quite apparent that I made a clear-cut case for Boston. That said, though, I'm really hesitant on betting or fading LeBron James facing a 3rd straight playoff loss. It just doesn't happen. So when it's all said and done, I hope this information has been useful, and best of luck to you. But believe it or not, I'm actually taking a free pass on this one. So let's go ahead and slide into some MLB.